All right, we gonna. Oh, I'm gonna do a video about this woman. I forgot her name, Carnisha, whatever her name was. Well, I forgot the woman's name. She had 6 kids, and she got in trouble in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and everybody was on her side. And I have to agree with Thompson and y'all that some of the liberals who happen to be white, very hypocritical, said something, okay? And I'm a liberal who's mixed with black, white, and American, and I disagree with the situation of folks taking her side because she whooped her children, corporal punishment, spanked her children, and she got in trouble with the law because 2 of the kids, I think the 10, 11, they broke into the sister's house. And I agree. I'm sorry if she got shot. They got shot, and maybe if they did live through the situation, they would understand not to break in people's house. They're supposed to be on the honor roll, and all the children got taken away. But it wasn't because the one thing to me does not tell the whole story. And even though I'm not always agree with Thomas something, or unlike the Vice show, okay, I had to agree with Thomas on this video, and I gave it a thumbs up when he criticized his sister. See, it wasn't the fact that she got in trouble for whipping her 2 children. She got in trouble because a 13-year-old who was watching over the kids she got in trouble, and he called the police because she blamed him, who was at home, prior to the 2 other siblings going to that woman's house and breaking in. And so, instead of taking responsibility, she wanted to take it that way. And I don't believe in corporal punishment. Of course, y'all know how I feel about it, especially growing up in bipolar type 1. I didn't always get spanked, but when I wanted to spank, I'm sorry. Back when I was growing up, I wanted to kill my grandmother, my dad. Okay, my mother didn't raise me, but she tried to, you know what I'm saying. And even right then, in my aunt as well. My grandfather did one time with me, but he wanted mostly to protect me from the situation when my grandmother tried to get in. One thing, he was not no simp. My grandfather, Leo, just like I am, last part of July, okay, he ran that household, okay. He didn't let my grandmother run the household. She tried to do that, and he laid down, okay. When she tried to run up again, I was 3 years old, and I was getting whoopings, not prior to this, probably because I have a violent, ugly attitude. Was the Schaquana Spears bitch that was raising me at daycare. Yeah, she about 70, 89 years old. She was very violent in her whoopings, and if I was to go to her, I would always cry when I left the daycare center, and also too, I would always act a fool when we turn that corner. Okay, I did not want to go to that woman's house. To this day, I cannot stand her. But her yellow bone, part white, because her granddaughter's part white. Her granddaughter is like the same age, almost close to my aunt's age. Okay, so that meant the dad, who was very old, which is the old woman's son, who's deceased, was married to a white woman at the time. Well, her great-granddaughter was wild out, crazy, fast back in high school. Now she's married. No, she's no longer married. She was married to a Mexican dude. And I was upset with the marriage, not because he was married to a Mexican, Latino guy, but when I was in high school, when this bitch was in high school, when she was in 9th grade, yeah, I called her bitch. She was all in my fucking business about me and a Latino going together, okay? A Latino woman, girl, trying to go together, okay? But later on, she married because she looks Hispanic as well, because she's part, her dad's Creole and her mother's part white. Okay, so this bitch was out there wild out, going with older men. You know what I'm saying? So if you were so strict on all of us in the doggone community, why the fuck did you have to be so not strict on your great granddaughter? But yeah, the Schaquana Spears bitch, that was her great grandmother, would whoop me sometime a lot with that red switch. And I'm sorry, that brought me to have the ugly attitude. And like my aunt was saying, well, why are you blaming us for? Well, y'all let it happen. Y'all did not know. I mean, when you're 3, 4, 5, no 5, hell no. 3, 2 to 1 years old, you don't know how to speak up for yourself. When you get older, you remember those things. So y'all remember going, not trying to be just one little thing. You make one little mistake, you know what I'm saying? And you wasn't trying to do anything wrong. You made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and to this day, and I remember the kids getting whippings and stuff, and that was horrific at 30. You said, you know, they say children sometimes smart. You know, you start to have that concept. Wait a minute, this is wrong. Nobody didn't tell you in here, but until the media came out saying it was a liberal media that did it. But before, I didn't know nothing about that, and it's just something told me, and I put my hand on the Bible to tell you the truth, that I knew it was wrong what they were doing, okay? I knew that, and then when people try to quote scripture later on, I knew people distort the scripture in Proverbs, because St. Peter tells you in his letters, in the second, that people distort the scripture on destruction, okay? 2 Peter chapter 3:15 to 17, okay? So, that's how I know people destroy. And then this is destruction in our community. It's not just in the African American community. We learned this from the white community, the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant community, okay, back in slavery, okay. And then they practiced corporal punishment, because the idea of corporal punishment came out of the Protestant Reformation during Protestant Reformation, which I'm no longer Protestant. Since I was 13, I left the Protestant as a whole. I'm very anti-Protestant when it comes to religion, okay, especially the conservative part of it. When I learned to research, and it came from England, part of my roots, okay, because besides African, French, and Irish, and American, I have English roots on both my mom and dad's side, and so that reason why we got it from our white ancestors, okay. They say in Africa they practice it, but I don't know no record of Africa practicing, and that's the string radical Islamic people taught them that. Or those white Europeans who believe that the people of color were violent. Okay, that's why you have that practice heavily in places like in parts of Africa today, or the Philippines, or whatever. The Europeans at the time believed that people of color were violent people, so their children. So of course you had to be totally extreme. Of course they practiced with their own self, but it wasn't extreme. That's why you see more violence. So going back to the situation. Okay, so this is Schaquana mama who was arrested, and I call her Schaquana mama bitch. She beat the 13-year-old because she felt it was his responsibility to keep watching 2 children, when in fact that he had no control of the 2 kids. If they're 10, 11 years old and you're 13, that's not too much of an age difference. He said you're the one to be a couple years older, and then if they're going to do what they're going to do, you can't stop them. You remember, they're almost close to teenage years, almost adulthood, okay? So she whooped him, and he called her, and I'm glad he called her fucking laws on her, and she her fucking ass got in trouble. And she told him the daddy is locked up. You chose to go with a thug, right? And make kids with a thug, and you don't want to know why your kids acting like a thug. Bitch, you also caused scandalization on your kids when I bet you was cussing, all calling all type of names to these kids, because I see this every day in the hood. And trust me, if I was these kids' if I was a daddy and I saw this happen to my kids, yeah, it will be, no offense to Nicole Simpson, it will be a black identified version of Nicole Simpson the next day. Yes, I will kill you if you was to do that to my children. I don't care if I don't have kids, so I can't consider it be a threat. It's hypothetically speaking. Anybody will hit my kids. I don't care, male, female, black, white, Spanish, Asian, Native American. I don't give a fuck about your doggone background, whatever you are. If you're grown or close to being adulthood, if you're close a couple years before your adulthood, before age 18, you hurt my children. Like I said about the young little sister got roped around the neck, and the 2 or 3 white dudes did it here in Texas. I'll not go after the parents because they 12, they preteens. But the parents, they did to my child. So we gonna have a wall up here. We're gonna have a wall pass up in here, since I'm part of America besides black and white. Okay, I will get ugly with you. Okay, you shouldn't teach your kids to be hate and racist and stuff. So this bitch had a nerve to kill, nerve to whoop her 13-year-old, and that's why she got arrested. And they didn't go in detail, whoop my kid, because they went, no, it was not the 13-year-old, it was the 10, 11-year-old, something like that, 12-year-old, who went to this woman's house, other sister's house, and tried to break in. And so she blamed, one thing, they always try to blame the other person who's not involved in this situation. So I had the thumbs up on y'all's video, and that's the type of sisters I do not like. I don't like brute brothers, like the brother who's punching his son. I understand that he was missing school, but your ass is not supposed to be punching your son till he bleed. The baby mama of that son, or wherever she is, should have came with a pistol like Oprah Winfrey did. Remember Bruce's place? And when Basil's son, Basil, your red brother, the light skinned brother, got Oprah Winfrey pregnant. Y'all remember at that time? Y'all remember when we got Oprah Winfrey pregnant? And when he got Oprah Winfrey pregnant, remember the dad tried to beat her up with a broom, and that mama came out with a rifle, and I'm glad she did, and she should have shot the brother in the face. I wouldn't give a fuck. If I was a director of the movie, go ahead and do it, sister. Okay, that would. I don't have I don't have too much. I don't give a shit what happens to these old violent, abusing parents. They have, if they cannot raise kids right, don't fucking have kids. If you give them to adoption home, give them to a better home, and make sure they go to a better home. If you cannot raise these kids, I'm glad that my mother did not raise me. I would have got in trouble in law. She put a hand on me. Okay. So, she's violent because she used to be violent towards my grandmother on my mother's side. Very violent towards her, making 4 kids out of us. And yeah, I'm going to go about and tell my business. Making 4 kids out of us. All of us had different fathers. And my grandmother on my mom's side had to tell my grandma on my dad's side, excuse me, when we warn you about my doggone daughter. Okay? So, now she started being violent towards my siblings. Let you know, whoopings was so good, fucking good, and I had lack of it due to my grandfather interfering and saving me, and also put a gun on my dad. Okay, which I'm sorry, I wouldn't tell the cops what happened if it happened. Okay, yeah, okay, I was happy that he did that. I don't have a credit record, but all 3 of my siblings do. My sister got in jail. My sister got in jail when she was juvenile. Then she went to jail when, and it wasn't her fault. She had a right to defend herself when she was staying with her dad. Okay, her male cousin, their friend, of course they get along. These 15 bitches that went to her school was trying to, they thought they was in love with her male cousin. They did not know they were related. They thought that there was his girlfriend. It wasn't a girlfriend. Excuse me, they're related. They don't go that way. Okay. So my sister was alone while her dad was alive at the time, and her dad was at work. She was 17 years old before she had my niece. And what happened was, these bitches came to my sister's house and started throwing rocks, bricks, and balls at their house. And my sister, now, like my grandfather said, it wasn't a 38. My mother said it was 38 because they shot her finger off. Yeah, what happened? My sister shot at them, but shot her finger. She still got all her fingers to this day. This happened like in 91, 92, something like that. And so she went to, called laws, but for revenge, the 15 girls pressed charges on her, which led her to go to boot camp. Then, in 2000, now she don't sell dope, but she was hanging around with someone who did. And it was this homegirl hers who said that codeine for the syrup, that purple stuff, you know what I'm talking about? Okay. So she happened to be in the car with another sister in the car, and this brother who was an undercover cop came up and said, can you give me some codeine? So by my sister passing, which is that's why she went to jail, by her sister opening the glove part and passing it too, that was automatically a witness. That's automatically put her in jail, and she had to go to jail, and she had my other niece there. So then also my brother, the second older brother's doing well. He's in Europe. Went to the military, but he been to jail before for traffic violations when he was younger. And he's married, his second marriage. Okay, he have all his kids. Take all his kids, and this one totally different from my mother. Okay, he even told me he won't let her do it because he gonna do, what I'm saying, and then it's changed between them two. Okay, then my older brother, that's changed between them as well, but he like to team up against me one time and defend her when she's wrong towards me. That's why I stay away from her. And I don't want to go to jail because, I'm sorry, she's violent. My mother has a violent, she was fighting in school. I'm going to tell you business, she didn't finish school. She's almost 6 years old, okay? And she's trying to finish now, okay? And my own dad didn't like her. All of our fathers did not like my mother. No, it didn't, So like my dad said, they weren't in love. That my grandma told me that. You know what I'm saying? On my dad's side, they weren't in love. They just did something. That's how I got here, okay? And she lied and said that she was on birth control. So, and I sometimes wish the birth, even though I don't believe in birth control, I wish it would have worked because I didn't have to go through this scandal, okay? So, but my brother been to jail for traffic violations and still doing traffic violations and got his own business and shit. Living a way better community and envious towards me because I grew up middle class and they lived in the ghetto, okay? Now I live in a ghetto, and when I needed my colonoscopy, my brother was nowhere to be found, okay? After I needed his help, I had to get my aunt on my mom's side to come pick me up. Okay, and even from there, I don't trust the family because every time she has to be there, and why the other cousin, who's their first cousin, who like to lecture and try to talk shit to me, that's I'm going to get to the point where last Christmas I didn't want to go back there, and I'm not going back to see them. Don't try to tell me what the fucking do with my life. You worry about your daughter who's wrong and everything. Don't worry about me. I don't care about what happened back in the old school days. I don't believe in that shit. So stop preaching that shit to me. So I let you know. But there's times when she wanted to get violent and even try to get violent with me to this day. Till sometimes that's why I said in my videos, I wish I can kill her. It's not a threat. It's that I feel violent and we call it how you say it? I feel unsafe, and yeah, I want to call laws on her as well. Okay. But that's the tension, and I'm bipolar. That's why to this day I don't trust none of my dad or because they violent. Both of them just violent people. You know what I'm saying? My dad even cussed my own grandmother out at one time. Okay, so that's all the scandalization I have. I have poor parents, and ain't disrespectful. It's tell it like it is. The truth, whether you like it or not. In a perfect, we want to live in a perfect world. Not every parent has a good parental status. Okay, I'm glad both of them did not fucking raise me. And then my dad tried to raise me and was violent. My grandfather, his dad, had that pistol ready for him, okay? And I'm glad she should have shot him. I'll never get back in '89. We got an argument about going to school or something, and my grandfather heard the argument, and my dad had that pickup truck, the Ford pickup truck, I don't forget, back in '89, and I was so glad that my grandfather kicked him out the house, and he got into it. My grandfather got the pistol, got the pistol ready for him. And my dad burned rubber like crazy. I never saw that ever. I was laughing that day, okay? And my grandfather said, "You bitch," okay? So, and my grandfather didn't cuss in front of us, but it came out, okay? So, that's how, you know what I'm saying? So, I understand the reason why. I'm glad that, and I even called laws on my grandmother in 1994. I almost committed suicide today, and she said, "I'm going to kill you my own self." And I wanted them cops, and the stupid redneck cops took her side, and I'm going to bring this up. The reason why these white people, they got those who believe in corporal punishment, especially those here in down south, because I saw the comments here down south, black, Spanish, white, all support this bitch, because they believe they were brainwashed here in the south to believe the corporal punishment was the way. They forget that it also causes violence towards a child's life. That's why I have violent tendencies. Even though I don't go out looking for crime and nothing like that, but if someone provoke me with anger, I get very angry because I don't want. I told myself when I was a child, I will no longer let nobody do it to me when I'm wrong. I don't give a fuck about who they are. I don't care what they are to me, whatever. I'm not going through that shit. If you want to go through that shit, fine. Don't be selfish to put that shit in my life. So, what happened was that they're on her side, but you got those with biased mindsets, because remember in the Willie Lynch letter, they said that told the black woman or the mixed woman at the time, whatever, she had one type of black blood, they be enslaved. If she have a male child, to make him physically strong but mentally weak, beat the fear of God, and then which they didn't have the fear of God, twisting scripture on this situation, doing slave because they believe slavery was okay. I cannot wait to watch the movie Birth of a Nation. Not Birth of a Nation that happened in Jim Crow days. It helped Jim Crow. I'm talking about when the slave was taught to obey your master and all that. He was a preacher, and then when they turned against his ass, I'm sorry to say it like that, he wised up, know there was a distortion of scripture, and he had to fight, tell his fellow brothers and sisters who's on the plantation to fight against the master. I can't wait. I'm going to watch that movie. When it come out there, I'm going to watch that movie. You see how people distort Christianity? That's why we have a lot of atheism and saintism going on because of this situation, and folks leaving Christianity because people distort the Bible for abusiveness, and people don't want to challenge that. They scared. I'm not scared to challenge no false teachers and people who twist scripture. So that is the reason why. So during that time, that's why Toya Graham got the mother of the so-called mother, the savage mammy, so-called bitch of the year last year. It's because it was to hurt the brother, hurt the person, African American, the man, African, yeah, especially the man, because they want the man to be dependent on his mother. They want the man to not be responsible. They want the person, the cocoa black man, which we're not pure black, we mix with black, white, and American, of course, but the young man of African American descent to be timid, disrespectful, be fearful, and be all that other stuff. That's the reason they want to emasculate that's why in corporate America, besides white racist people who work there, we gotta worry about brothers who savage, slave, Uncle Ruckus mind brothers. But the same thing we gotta watch for these sisters who do that winlish bitch shit. So, I mean, it's a struggle. I feel like Slim's dad, when you're talking about the Mexicans didn't like him in Mexico and the white people in America that didn't like him too, in the movie Slim. It's the same situation. We gotta worry about porchos and porchas, and we gotta worry about Schaquana and your mamas and Scott Uncle Ruckus coons, both of them being coons who try to attack us. Like in the hood, I gotta worry about these violent thug coons. We call it, Uncle Ruckus, coons, we call them stepping fletchers who call themselves niggas and act like the word ignorant niggas to make pay and say look like different shades of doggone little rascals. What's that stupid character I can't stand? Buckwheat, and they want you to act like them because they're timid because you don't act like them. They want you to call you a sellout when they sell out. They don't want us to hurt the community. Work 10 times worse than a Darryl Wilson, okay? Because Darryl Wilson live in the community, okay? So that's why, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta worry about that. So they got this sister here, and they all defending her because they think that a brother, a person African American, a man, a young man African American, should be hurt, abused. That's why they all defend. Oh, you came for your mama. Do you think I give a fuck about coming from whoever who's violent and abusive? Okay. Also, we come from slave masters too, besides the slaves. So y'all don't telling people don't claim the white side. You don't have a fourth grandmother who was white, who was not a slave master. She was married to a person who's partially black after slavery. Historical document prove that point. But my mother and I and my grandmother and my great grandfather and the rest of that family, his dad and his, would not be here if it wasn't for that white woman besides the other people in our family tree, okay? But yeah, they don't talk about, well, you shouldn't claim the rape and everything. Was the rapist and the killer and the murder and all that stuff are just in the same pot as different versions of their abuse. They still hurt the human being. So while I care a fuck about some parent, whether it be the dad or the mother bringing me in this world, but their mission is to hurt me while I'm in this world. That's why we have CPS, and I'm glad the kids got taken away. And if I was the thug dad, which is I don't know why the fuck she gonna sleep with a thug, she should sleep with an intelligent brother if she want to have kids. And she, like Thomas and yours said, that she should live in a better, well-do neighborhood, not a violent, savage, ghetto ass neighborhood with these kids. That's why someone was telling me, man, you almost 40 years old. Why you want to make babies now? I'm not putting my babies in that scandalization. These kids are bad, so are their parents. I like the whole big picture. Yeah, they get whippings, but we why they're bad because their parents, me and the grandparents, whoever, don't live good lives either. So it's a scandalization on the kids. They should be thrown to the sea for that scandalization. So they want to provoke the child to anger so they become discouraged. And that's exactly what the reason why they support this sister, because they're provoked, like St. Paul said in Colossians and Ephesians, that they would provoke the child to anger to become discouraged. Okay? And that's exactly the reason why they want to discourage us brothers from trying to be both mentally strong and weak. Don't mean if we're masculine or feminine, don't matter. But they want to keep us, you know, timid and feel weak. That's why every time I hear a brother talk about racism and try to discourage me from doing, I'm trying to break barriers, I like I'm talking to a slave on a plantation because he had no solution to stop the problem, and he's trying to stop me from breaking because he feel intimidated because he don't have that strength compared to me. That's the cousin that on my mom's side, I'm getting fucking tired of him. I'm gonna cuss his ass out. I don't give a fuck about him being older. If I didn't ask for your ass, your information, don't come to my ass, or else I'm gonna get the cops on your ass. And let's see how it can happen then, because I don't want to hear your help. I'm sorry, you stupid. Don't try to bring up religion to it, because the Proverbs 9, chapter 9, verses 7 and 9 tells you don't correct the person who don't want to be corrected. You earn insult. Correct the wise person, he will love you. Did you even read that verse? And I told him he like, because your stupid interpretation is wrong. I hate when people distort these interpretations, but that's why. So that's the reason why. So that's why everybody's championing this sister. Oh, that she's trying to raise them right. No, you all consider raising right is to discourage and abuse, especially children of color. That's why they promote this. And yeah, back in the 90s, a lot of liberals who happen to be Caucasian were telling everybody of all colors to stop practicing corporal punishment. It was these savage parents who, because they was taught being black make you a savage ever since slavery days, instead of saying that anybody of any race can be a savage because we're human beings ever since the two parents ate that fruit. They sitting here saying, because we black, we have to beat our kids. We gotta beat our kids. You're a white person. What they thinking the inferiority of being black and the superiority of being white. That's the whole reason why they were defending that, okay? They think about being violent in nature is part of their black DNA when it's not. They've been taught that shit since slavery, and they have not got out the plantation when it comes to their mentality. Instead of teaching their kids to be healthy and abuse-free so they can be true productive citizens of this country and as this world, they're teaching their kids in order. And that's why you hear, well, black kids are, no. Black kids are just as good, no different than white kids, because in there we're all human, and many of us part white anyway. But y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? We're not pure Negroes up in this fucking country. I don't give a fuck what the white race people think. Stop living for their ass. I don't live for their ass. I don't give a fuck about what they think. I don't want to be near one of them folks once I find who they are, okay? No, I don't want to. Maybe they're distant cousins of mine, because I do have white cousins on that side, especially the white great-grandmother's side. If they feel this way about me, don't come ask me to come visit you, and then don't come to my fucking house, and I don't want to be begging for your ass. Yes, I have the type of hatred towards anybody like that, okay? So, you don't respect me as the mutt that I am, then don't respect me as all, okay? Don't try to talk to me at all, okay? So that's the reason why they want us to live in a fear complex. And you got the crabs and barrel who promote this. They're crabs and barrel, they're the coons. They want to see us be the scourge and not be mentally strong, meaning psychologically strong, and not have disorders like bipolar type 1 compared to me, okay? And yes, it goes in the white community because it started out in the white community, especially here down fucking in the South. Can't wait to get the fuck out of this old stupid area and go up north. In the liberal area, I feel more comfortable in the liberal area than I feel in so-called hypocritical conservative people. Okay? Least liberals want to stay in their place, but the hypocritical liberals, they're promoting this bitch, this beastie-ass bitch. I'm disgusted by their asses. They just culturally racist, and they want to see brothers at a young age have mental disorders. That's why I have a fucking mental disorder. When I was a teenager, when I turned 18, ain't nobody didn't come ask me for the true help. Not the help to keep me at the bottom, which is they call it consider help. The true help to get out of the bottom and to rise to the top. And they, and they talked to me, they didn't talk to me in any kind of way. There was an excuse to say they helping somebody. Y'all watch out for that. Love is not quit to rule and a rule of injury. That's what the Bible said in Corinthians 13, okay? 1 Corinthians 13, okay? So therefore, in the New American Version, if that love is not quit to rule and injury, why are you talking to me crazy? Why are you yelling at me? And then Paul said correcting kindness in the 2 Timothy chapter 2:15, chapter 2:24. 24, 26. Okay, correcting kindness. These people don't believe in that. So when they talk to you crazy, they doing it for a reason. They trying to say, well, because you got black DNA mixed in you, you deserve to get treated like a dehumanized human person. They want to dehumanize your mentality and your psychological stability, so you won't have that strong personality to stop them from doing it. You want to discourage you. So that's why when you have other races do that to you, that's why I get yelled at and I want to fight the person. I don't want that shit, but if I look like my white ancestor, blonde, blue eye, and pale skin, whatever, all they taught me respect. And other minorities in this country do the same fucking thing. Alright? So that's the reason why that I don't support this bitch. Put her in jail, let them fight someone like Diabla that was on, we call it a Scared Straight, Cleo from, what's that movie, Set It Off. Let that beat their ass up, and maybe she stop beating her kids up. Okay, stop taking, like my grandfather used to tell me, women that does that, and he said it about my dad too, they marry their girlfriend if it's a man, or marry their boyfriend if it's a woman, they take it out on the kid. And my grandfather told him, though he was mean, abusive as well, he told me, that's why I know that all these folks was hypocrites to what they were saying. Okay, my uncle and dad told me that his own parents was trying to use me as a scapegoat for their problems, and he did the same thing. He even admitted himself. So that's why I don't have no give two fine fucks who they are to me. Well, the other ones passed away, but I don't care, because I can respect you if you was to stop the problem and not do it again. But since continuation of the problem and you finally admitted that the reason why you did it, that's the reason why. And this is the reason why she was taking her frustration, because she chose to lay down when she was 18 years old and have 6 children out of wedlock, have no fucking money, and that's why these children come out abused by these parents, because I seen them when I was working, for the house authority. When they met her, the bitch, she happened to be Latina, okay? I had a snitch on her to try to get me in trouble with the law. I'm trying to help her and her stupid ass husband, who are not supposed to be on the property, from not going kicked out to the community, and also trying to get them a job. One of them don't have a high school diploma because something terrible happened to her, and I'm going to go in detail. I do feel sorry because something drastic happened to her, and she was trying to get her GED and trying to work, but she was very abusive towards the sons, and so was the dad. Her husband also was abusive towards her. I don't know why she didn't get the grits. Or, I don't know why, that if he was abusive towards her, I'm sorry, I have to agree, if she was abusing them kids, and he sit there and let it happen, well, it was stupid, because in the fucking world, she would abuse my children, don't care if she black, Hispanic, white, whatever. Your ass, this black, French, Creole, Irish, and the American brother, camel skin, will kill your ass if you abuse my kids, or hurt you in any way, because that goes back to when I was a child, when it happened when I was growing up, okay? When anytime when anybody yelled at me or whatever, I wanted to hurt them, because the point was to get rid of that pain and not deal with this shit again. If anybody don't know how psychology, it's not my fault. You don't know what psychology is, dumb and stupid. I didn't want to go through that shit over again. But these people have a continuation. They want to continue because they want to get gratification from hurting your children. And that's exactly what she was doing. She fucked up her fucking life, and she started taking it out on her sons and the daughter. Okay? So, I did tell when she tried to get me in trouble with the law at the doggone shelter place where you give out food, and we got it. Remember on the George Zimmerman video, I said that George Zimmerman was a poacher nigga? Okay. And I mentioned that some homophobic brothers who called me faggot and stuff that I never had sex with a dude, but it was calling me all these fucking names, and I told that dark-skinned HPD officer about it, and he said, man, get your food. Then when I talked to that's the bitch I'm talking about, and I told her, I said, Metro's hiring, you have to have a high school diploma, if you're driving, and even her husband was making fun of her about her driving. I said, yeah, I got a bunch of kids, I'm trying to help y'all out. And they sit here, and they not know we all work, that I work for where they lived at, and at the apartment complex at the time, and all of a sudden, I'm the one almost get arrested because I'm telling this girl to help her get her job. I'm not cussing her out, whatever. Stupid broad nose motherfucker who's having to be Latino, now got black DNA in him with them broad nose. Had no try to talk to me and get out. And when I came there and ate it, trying to be my friend. I don't befriend enemies. So can y'all please stop that bullshit? Either you gonna be on my side or against me. I don't play that frenemy shit. And I did snitch on both the brother and the Latino guy. And of course, HPD cover up for their sins because they have a we call partiality code, okay? And they can't do no wrong. They God to these people, okay? So they're not God, they're human beings. And that's the reason they said, well, we apologize for the situation. You know what I'm saying? I understand you was not committing no crimes and all the other stuff. No, they have that arrogance. That's why nobody has respect for the law these days. So I mentioned in the report how violent and abusive this woman was to her kids. Yes, I did snitch on her. I should did a long time ago. So, if I saw it again, I will call her, I'll put it on my camera and put it on lawsuit because it had a CPS case already, and let CPS know so the kids be taken away. Okay? Anybody violent and abusive toward kids, I don't have no shits about their fucking ass. Just like the brother who punched his son in a boxing thing. If the baby mama, the son's mother came out with a pistol in their doggone house and shot his dad, I wouldn't feel sorry for that brother. You had no reason to be abusive towards your kids. And one thing people expect that business in our parenting because they want to keep us at the bottom. That's why we don't make it to the top. Did you know that? Did you know that? That's why we don't make it. Because we already been taught not to make it. So that's the reason why that I'm against this. When people distort that verse in poverty, distort the so-called pro-slavery verses too. Don't forget that. You don't know your history. You need to analyze. Test everything, hope was good. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So when I see violence, I know it's not, if I act violent, I know it's not godly. I know damn well it's not godly of other person either. Because at the end of the day, we still believe ravens to human beings and then no partiality in God. I would never talk to my kids like they're my enemies. Of course, you can't be their friend and let them do everything, but I'm not gonna be their arch enemy either. And I'm glad that this woman got arrested. I'm glad that she should be in jail. So when she in jail, I hope she think about and crying on TV. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about you crying on TV. But I tell you that that thug boyfriend of yours and I came out of prison on parole, I'll be at the house ready to knock your ass out. Because any parent, whether it be male or female, that abuse their kids, deserve to get their ass whooped. I'm sorry, you want to whip some of your little child, they whoop your ass. Everybody, the sons of yours are not doing right. Two couple things. You had these kids young, had no money. That's why I don't have no kids right now, and I live in private right now. I'm not putting my kids in that scandalization, especially in this fucking neighborhood here. Second of all, you're talking about in the honor roll. Okay, where they learn this behavior from? Once again, the environment. Where's the dad? They thugs. You chose to go out with bum brothers who ain't bullshit, not no high educated, high class brothers. Y'all choose to go along with the thugs. So you get shit, you deserve to get shit. If I chose to go with these thoughts up in here, when I what color they are, knowing they're not good mothers, knowing they're not good wives, none of them are good, whatever they are, and have kids with them, that's my fucking fault. I have to deal with the problems I don't own. That's why I'm very picky, like Chidi from TLC, about what type of woman, like she should be what type of man she wanted. I'm picking what type of woman I want. I don't want these type of women, okay, no matter what color they are. Second of all, third, whatever number it is, you sit here and was violent towards their kids. So, of course, they perpetrate their violence towards somebody else. Once again, just like I got violent towards me as a child, that comes up when someone does me wrong. Not someone who's innocent, okay? That's my bipolar is innocent people. I'm not all mama teen, okay? If you do something wrong to me, it comes out because it's a self-defense method. I want to stop that person from doing what they're doing to me. That's the reason why. So, of course, they perpetrated, they saw this thug behavior in their neighborhood while you was gone from work, and that's what happens. When you're not around watching those kids, of course, they're going to pick up bad behavior. That's why it's hard for two parents where they are working watch their children, because the children can pick up their bad behavior from someone got to be at home and someone got to be at work, take shifts, whatever, if you're married or whatever. Okay? So, the family structure is messed up. She had these kids irresponsibly out of wedlock. She was irresponsible how they took care of the kids, and she didn't know how when she did something wrong. You need, as a child, when I got whippings, I analyzed and I knew that the act was wrong. Of course, I did something wrong, but it doesn't make them, it doesn't entitle the parent or grandparent, whoever that was taking care of me, to do wrong to me or teach wrong. Which I don't understand how these people think. How you gonna teach me to do right by doing wrong to me? But if you want to play that game, then let someone whoop your ass. If Darren Wilson or one of them white racist cop whooped her ass, I wouldn't feel shits about it, because she's destroying her children's life that white racist people want to see. You see what I'm saying? She is the coon of the day. Like they said, don't kill her. This is the coon of the day, and she deserves to get her ass locked up. I'm glad Baton Rouge, Louisiana cops put her bitch ass in jail. And so when them studs come after her ass, when they beat her ass in jail, someone like Diablo or Cleo from Set It Off, I'm not gonna feel sorry for her. Hopefully she'll perpetrate that shit, because you feel shit about yourself. Don't take it out on your kids. Because there's none of these people do. They take it out on their kids. They feel bad about it. Like my grandmother, when she was being raised by my great-grandfather, one with the dark-skinned dude with the straight hair, okay? Because they had the English and Native American and black in them, okay? When he was being abusive towards all nine, one of them had passed away earlier, 8 other girls, she tried to take it out on, well, my dad didn't play that shit, but my uncle, the darkest one, that's why he got the most whoopings. I don't care what anybody say. And my grandfather would be very upset about that. So, when it came to me, and she tried, my grandfather had threatened to kill her, and I would not give two shits if he did. And I'm glad he did come out and threaten to kill her. He out there to kill his son, too. Because my dad used to make fun of me because I was not mastering, but yet he wasn't fucking working. No, he wasn't. The grandmother and the aunt, his sister, was taking more care of me and taking me out the house, giving me the exposure to go out the house while he sit at home and not do shit. But yeah, he made the child. So my grandfather had that pistol ready for him when he started making fun of me. And he kicked him out many times. And I would have done the same thing. That was my son. If I didn't raise you like that, don't be doing it to your child. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that my grandfather did that. Okay? My grandfather was very protective of children. He almost knocked me out. When my cousin came in this world in 88, and I was 12 years old on 13, back in 92, I'll never forget me and my cousin. So learning that violent behavior from them, I hit my cousin. And my cousin was like, before he turned 3, he was 4 years old. And I hit him, and he ran and told my grandfather. Now, I don't condone what my grandfather about to do to me, but can I get, because I was doing wrong myself. And my grandfather had to ball his fist up when I told him that I hit my cousin. And I ran, there used to be a chain outside the back door, because my cousin would go outside the back door when my grandfather work on the lawnmower and all the other stuff. He wanted to get close to gasoline. So, I put that chain outside the back door so he would not get me, okay? And you know what I'm saying? So, that's why. And so, that's why. So, like my cousin, how he disciplined his 2 kids, if my grandfather saw that, my grandfather would have a pistol on him too. Okay? So, and one thing folks understand, not everybody practice corporal punishment, because his grandfather and my great-grandfather was not lying. People say, no, it's not true, because back in the day, how this old school brother at Job Corps, how the fuck you know? You wasn't there at the time, so shut the fuck up. My great-grandfather did not believe in whipping. And this was back in what, the 1900s and stuff? Okay. Or 1900, you know what I'm saying, back in 1902, and my grandfather told me, he said, yeah, my grandfather told my dad that he didn't believe in it, he didn't whip us. So, I ended up from Louisiana, so that's where I get that from. And I'm glad that my grandfather, you know, he did believe in whippings. He did not believe in being extreme with it like my grandmother was, so she wanted to get that pleasure of being gratification. That's what she's doing it for. So, it's a generational situation. That's why, like I say, like I'm talking about New York's mother, and some of my women say, well, I wouldn't let my mother wouldn't hit, I just run. No, the fuck, I would defend myself. And if I have to, you know, get criticized by the fucking community, fuck them too. You let abuse happen to me, I had to take it upon myself to stop the situation. And none of y'all ass, just busybody asses, then come and help me out. Y'all only thing y'all wanted was get gratification, see someone get beat up. And that's what exactly I was lacking time with Talia Graham for acting like a stupid ass, so kind of asked my witty-inch bitch. And like I said, where's these folks' fathers? I'm sorry, because that was my baby mama doing that to me. Y'all better not have kids with me, because I will get violent with you. If I can't do it with my hands, I'll find something to get violent with. I'm not having my kids grow up in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So I tell it like it is. New York mom, when she hit her sister passed and hit it, New York, that's why New York, see, as I just said, she perpetrated, when she was on Flavor of Love, New York was perpetrating that violence. Somebody she got spit on by Brooke, what's her name, Pumpkin, by the white girl. She was trying to fight every 2 seasons, the two seasons of that doggone show. Everybody was trying to violently fight this woman because she take it out. She couldn't take it out on her mother, so she took it out on everyone else. See what I'm saying? That's why this is going on. Like, the thugs, me and them got, like Tom C.L. said, all them got weapons. Why they keep going to jail? That's a contradiction what you're saying. And when I had a lack of weapons, I had something to happen to me. But I never stepped foot in the jail. I almost went to jail because of defending myself, which is very hypocritical, because the second Constitution tells you to defend yourself. I'm sorry. But if I looked up like a white person, I guess it would let it flow. But I tell you like it is. This is my camera scan, not too light. And I don't look close like Jerry Meeks, or don't look like Jerry Wilson, or the Friends guy. I guess that's the reason why. Okay, so because I don't look like no Wesley Snipes either. Okay, so point is, so that's the reason why. You know, I tell it like it is on my channel. Folks hate it, whatever. But I tell you this, that's the reason why they want us brothers to have low self-esteem about who we are and be mentally strong at the same time, which is very contrary. And they want us to be intimidated by white supremacists. That's why these mothers are sanctioned to do that shit. Ever since when this letter came out. And that was a true letter. It was not no hoax. It was true. We see the same shit to this day. But in my case, I don't try to make amends with the Winlich folks, whether it be the male or the female. I just get away from them. I don't want no union with them. If a white person do some shit to them, I don't even know who they are, because they do the same thing the white person, race person do to them. They're doing it to me. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it to hurt me and claiming it's helping. See, y'all sad that they put help and hurt in the same pot. They don't put help outside of hurt. You get my point? But when you look like a white person, look like Mr. Charlie or Becky, to be racist, say like that, and without good hair, because we don't say good hair to white people, okay? Not me personally, but we talking about good. We talking about those in our mixed hairs, because we all mixed, who came out with non-kinky hair. That's what Beyonce meant. So it wasn't a white girl she was talking about, a pure white girl. It's a sister name with some white DNA in her. Hello. So, but somebody white, yeah, you're excluded from help and hurt in the same pot. But someone of color, you are treated like shit and told to adjust to it. And every time I hear a brother or sister who try to preach that shit to me, I'm like, tell you, get the fuck out my face, because you don't have no solution to stop the problem. Second of all, I also want to say this. It's like on the plantation. Well, master have to whip you, and you got to stay on the plantation because we got black blood in us, and we can't do shit about it. And yeah. But you try to get out, they don't even want to try to stop you from getting out. So they not no brothers and sisters. They the coons. Before I end this video, there is another situation I want to mention. Y'all saw Thomas Yo's video about them bitches fighting at IHOP. That's Shaniqua, Ika, whatever the fucking names are. That's why I couldn't get mad at Walmart Jury comment about Raven Simone. Because these white racist people see Ika, Shika, whatever, acting a fucking fool in World Star Hip Hop and Loving Hip Hop, acting a fucking fool. So when they see this shit, they don't want that in their company. I don't condone discrimination, but as people of African descent, we got to get it together. Okay, I understand you got to be violent defense. This country was built on violence, especially when they had the Revolutionary War. They didn't be, let's have a peace treaty with Europe and England. No, they had a war with England, right? So we had civil war, and every war it has to deal with some violence in order to get some freedom. That's why I have that violent streak of me. If someone abused me, it's to get the freedom of the situation, not to deal with it fucking again. If I go ball a pit bull gonna be violent towards me. It's not gonna make we should overcome and turn the other cheek. Okay? So the real reason why that they see this, because them two sisters could have not acted the fool at IHOP at their jobs. Take it out in the street. But no, all these kids here, fucking bitch, you ugly shit out there at the doggone public, and they acting a fool, throwing chairs at each other. So when they see Walla Mandrea, Shaniqua, and all these ghetto ass fucking names that are not African names, they say, okay, throw the paper away. So I had to back that. That's why I didn't get too much offended with Raven Simone's Walla Mandrea comment. Of course, Walla Mandrea should not be discriminated against, but when they hear Ika, Shikwa, Devontae, and all these names that are not African names, and they put these names as stereotypical content of it, that's what they think. They think about thugs and hood rats fighting and acting fool at the job. So we have to get it together as a people of African descent, dark, light, whatever, mixed or black identified, because none of us ain't pure black. Okay? We gotta get it together. We can't be acting like shit. If you want to talk about Black Lives Matter, can you make it matter? Besides asking white folks that Black Lives Matter, can you stop that? Because I'm sorry, I agree that the government should not sanction these so racist cops to shoot us. But we gotta practice Black Lives Matter too. On time the Black Lives don't matter when they try to stop us from having a life too. But since they want to act a fool at IHOP, please take it out on side. You got kids here, but it's normal because even when I cuss, I try to cuss in front of the kids. Okay, I try not to. Okay, because it's scandalization on the children. But these mothers taught their children like they talking to someone off the street, and that's why the kids talking about they don't love their parents because their parents don't love them. Cussing somebody out is not of love. Whoever taught you that shit, don't try to quote the Bible on that, because you know we ain't gonna be cussing, period. So, don't try to distort that. Just because you have the title, doesn't mean you're entitled to be abusive. Does not give you a pass to do any kind of the kid. If that's the case, I guess all murder to the kids, and abortion, and free people who kill their kids, and people rape their kids. If that was the case, then you can do all that as well, since you have a title to be a parent. There is limits to be a parent, because a kid is a child to God first, and then you. That means you got to go by the good way of doing it. And cussing somebody out or being malicious towards a kid is not a good way. And don't distort scripture that trying to beat up white master about slavery. That's exactly what you're doing. You're no different. So that's why. Provoke a child and become a scourge, that's me. That's why it's taken a long time, almost 4 years old, to get my life together. And they had a community they were trying to. That's why I don't give two shits about people in the African American community. While I'm worrying about white racist people and pochos and pochas, I gotta worry about y'all ass, cooning ass, who try to tell us. When I say cooning, I ain't talking about Cajun. I'm talking about cooning, those who coon like for massa, trying to stop me from coming up. They don't want to see me intimidated. But if I looked at blonde hair and blue eye, you would not be intimidated by that, right? That lets you know you don't love your own race. You want to see me suffer along with your ass. Because you didn't do shit for your doggone self, so you want to put me in the same pot with you. So that's the reason why. If I get twisted about those in the community, if they really want to progress, they wouldn't be telling their sons to stay at home at age 18 and over. You would teach your sons to be true men. That's one thing I love about the Latino culture. They teach the men, them teach their children to be true men. And the men, their sons, and not be little boys at home. I was taught and I was fighting against my own grown family and older people in the family to be a child at a young adult age. And still, your family comes first. Fuck my family. The family doesn't care two shits about me, especially the way they act. They act like that towards me. That means they don't care about me at all. You can't put care and uncaring in the same pot and call it caring. But when you taught to be oppressed all your life, of course, you had that type of mentality. So, that's the reason why. So, y'all condone this bitch. Fuck all y'all. And let you know when a white person whoop your ass in the badge, trust me, don't ask my ass to fight for your quote-unquote black life.